Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Tonight, I want you to imagine something. You're sitting around a campfire. The flames are crackling and the shadows are dancing just beyond the circle of light. Someone leans in and starts a story with those classic words. This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine. Sounds familiar, right? That's the classic birthplace of the urban legend. But what happens when the campfire goes out and is replaced by the endless glow of a smartphone screen? How have these modern folktales adapted and evolved? That is what we'll be diving into today. The fascinating journey of urban legends from whispered tales in the dark to viral sensations on social media. So, what exactly is an urban legend? Think of it as modern folklore. These aren't ancient myths about gods and monsters. They're stories set in our world right now. They often feature cautionary tales, bizarre events, or supposed conspiracies that feel just plausible enough to be true. The key ingredient is that they're always presented as factual, happening to someone just a few degrees of separation away from you. Remember the story about the killer hiding in the back seat of a car? Or the one about spiders laying eggs in your bubblegum? Classic campfire fuel. These tales thrived on word of mouth. The telling and retelling was a social event, a way to bond, to share a thrill, and to reinforce social norms and fears. The story would change slightly with each telling, adapting to the local area or the storyteller's flair, like a game of telephone over generations. Core fear, though, remained the same. Danger lurking just beneath the surface of our mundane, everyday lives. Then, in the late 20th century, a new kind of campfire emerged. The internet, specifically email chains and early internet forums. Suddenly, a story didn't have to be passed from person to person. It could be copied, pasted, and sent to hundreds, even thousands of people with a single click. This was a game changer. Do you remember getting those alt caps emails? We'd forward this to everyone you know. In the subject line, they often warned of a new computer virus, a corporate conspiracy, or a heartbreaking story that needed your help. The friend of a friend became an anonymous source online, which somehow lent it a strange new form of credibility. This was the era of legends like the Blue Star acid tattoos supposedly given to kids, or the infamous Neyman Marcus cookie recipe myth. The internet allowed these stories to travel faster and farther than ever before. They weren't just local legends anymore. They became global phenomena overnight. The mechanics of spreading the tale changed, but the fundamental appeal was the same. A blend of fear, curiosity, and a sense of being in the know. The turn of the millennium brought us to the next stage of evolution: social media. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and later, Instagram and TikTok created the perfect ecosystem for urban legends to not just survive, but to thrive in unprecedented ways. The campfire circle became your entire social network. The core difference here is interactivity and visual media. An old email was just text. A social media post could include a real photo or a leaked video. This added a powerful layer of perceived authenticity. Think about the Momo challenge. What started as a spooky image of a Japanese sculpture mutated into a global panic. Photos of the statue were shared alongside terrifying stories of a character supposedly hacking into kids' videos and encouraging some. News outlets picked it up, parents panicked, and schools issued warnings. Even though it was quickly debunked as a hoax, the visual element made it feel terrifyingly real. To many, the image itself became the monster. This is a key feature of modern legends. They are often multimedia experiences. The way we interact with these stories has also changed dramatically. On social media, you're not just a passive listener, you're a participant. You can like, share, comment, and even add your own evidence. This collaborative storytelling can make a legend spiral out of control with incredible speed. The Slender Man is probably the most famous and chilling example of this. It started on a niched internet forum in 2009 as part of a Photoshop contest. A user created a couple of black and white photos featuring a tall, thin, faceless figure lurking in the background of pictures with children. He wrote a little bit of creepy backstory, and the internet did the rest. People started creating their own Slender Man stories, drawings, and even video series. It grew from a simple Photoshop creation into a vast crowdsourced mythology. It felt real because thousands of people were contributing to its world, building it up piece by piece. Tragically, this digital ghost story bled into the real world with devastating consequences, showing just how powerful and dangerous these new forms of legends can be. The line between fiction and reality became terrifyingly blurred for some. Now, let's talk about TikTok and the age of the short-form video. This platform has created yet another new form for urban legends. Here, the stories are told in 60-second bursts, often using creepy music, unsettling filters, and a direct-to-camera, confessional style. Trends can emerge where users all contribute to a shared narrative. For example, a user might post a video of a creepy sound they heard outside their window at 3 a.m. Soon, thousands of other users are posting their own videos using the same sound, claiming to hear it in their towns, creating a global, real-time haunting. Another popular format is the unexplained footage video, where someone will share a clip from their security camera of a strange shadow or a door creaking open, asking their followers, "What is this?" The comment section then becomes a brainstorming session of paranormal theories, turning a simple video into a miniature ghost story. The format encourages quick, visceral reactions. There is no time for deep fact. You see it, you feel a jolt of fear, and you swipe to the next one, the unsettling feeling lingering. This rapid-fire consumption makes it even harder to distinguish between a clever prank, a creative project, and a genuine warning. So what do these modern legends tell us about ourselves? Just like the campfire tales of old, they reflect our contemporary anxieties. In the past, legends might have been about the dangers of a dark forest or a stranger on the road. Today, our legends are about the dangers of technology, the loss of privacy, and the fear of the unknown that lurks not in the woods, but within the very devices we hold in our hands. They reflect a distrust of unseen forces, whether it's corporate power, government surveillance, or the mysterious algorithms that shape our online lives. The killer in the back seat has been replaced by the hacker who can watch you through your laptop camera. The poisoned candy has been replaced by viral challenges that could cause harm. The fears are updated for the 21st century. But the human impulse to tell these cautionary tales remains exactly the same. We use these stories to make sense of a world that often feels chaotic and frightening. They are a way of mapping out potential dangers in a new and unfamiliar landscape. But here's a crucial part. With the power to spread these stories comes a responsibility. In the age of misinformation, it is easier than ever for a harmless spooky story to morph into a harmful panic or a dangerous conspiracy theory. The line is thin. It's one thing to have fun with a fictional ghost story like Slender Man, but it's another thing entirely when these narratives lead to real-world harm, anxiety, or the harassment of innocent people. Learning to think critically about what we see online is the modern-day equivalent of shining a flashlight into the dark corners of the campfire circle. We need to ask questions. Where did the story come from? Who benefits from its spreading? Is there any credible evidence? Or is it just a friend of a friend of a friend on the internet? Being a savvy digital citizen means enjoying the thrill of a good story, but also knowing when to hit the brakes and check the facts before hitting share. So, from the crackling campfire to the glowing screen, urban legends haven't disappeared. They've just logged on. They've adapted, becoming faster, more visual, and more interactive than ever before. They are a living, breathing part of our digital culture, reflecting our hopes, our dreams, and especially our fears, back at us in real time. The medium has changed, but our need for these stories, for these shared thrills and modern-day fables is as human as ever. The next time you see a spooky video or a true story pop up on your feed, take a moment to appreciate it for what it is. The latest chapter in a long, strange, and fascinating history of storytelling. Thanks so much for hanging out and exploring this with me today. What's the wildest urban legend you've ever heard, online or off? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to read them. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next dive into the weird and wonderful. See you in the next one.